Hi guys, Omo, it don't red, it don't scatter. Rufai has come out to blast on federal government of Nigeria, most especially our president Muhammadu Buhari, for allowing our citizens to be stranded in Sudan. Many people are crying out to come back because of the katakata where they go on for Sudan. Omo, I don't need to talk too much. I will need you to watch this video and hear it from the horse's mouth, Rufai, and don't forget to share your thought with us.
Of course, UK also complaining about the Foreign Office abandoning citizens.
Yes.
Reuben, Rufai, and Ayo.
And I think the thing is, there should be a big shame on the UK for this, because they bungled it entirely. And I'm happy they talked about Kabul, they didn't learn from that. And what I'll expatiate with my few points. It was just over the weekend that they called the Cobra meeting to a war that, as at the 8th of April, was already on full swing. So they waited for a while, and nothing happened.
Somebody dropping the ball there.
They dropped the ball entirely, and it's a replica of what the Tory government do. They normally drop the ball. Just like we in Nigeria too, we are not any better. We have constantly dropped the ball, let down the students. We didn't even learn from what happened in Ukraine. This was how we had to shout, and people had to, intervene personally. I don't like vainglory, but I know the role I played in that, as regards the Ukrainian case. And we now have to depend on the goodwill of Nigerians to be able to airlift them. Kudos to Maxair and Airpeace and other airlines that did a yeoman's job as regards that. We can't keep doing this to our people. We need to be able to be proactive and take action, because what is the pride of being a Nigerian when you're in a conflict and your country can't save you? And that's why we must do better. And please, I would like to call on all well-meaning Nigerians. Just the make of human kindness in all of you should speak now. Just like you rally round for the Nigerian students out there in Ukraine, it's time to set up funds, rally round for them. At least let's get contact with the students in Ukraine and see what we can do from them.
In Sudan.
In Sudan, beg your pardon. Because we are all Nigerians in the first place. And concerning all the papers just show the litany of failures we've had in this administration. And I've been meaning to reply to this. President Buhari said we should forgive him. Forgive him for what? Did he know when he was doing it that he's committing grave offense against Nigerians? That time, our mouths, they smell, Abi. Now you are begging for our forgiveness for the same promises you made that you didn't fulfill. We'll forgive you, yes, because we have a mind of God. But you should check your conscience. You took us on a journey ride of high, promised us high heavens. Midway, a lot of the promises were not kept.
But the president has done his best. He does that his best was not good enough.
His best? Anyway, a child that scores F9 will say he did his best too.
Except that child will have an opportunity to repeat. But
no,
Buhari has no opportunity to repeat.
But this one, they are
going to rest
on trial.
Reuben.
Sudan.
Yes.
On Sudan. The Minister of Foreign Affairs,
Geoffrey Onyama,
has said that the Nigerian government will begin evacuation of Nigerians from Sudan. The question to raise here is that with regard to Nigeria, are we acting rather late? Japan, Tanzania, the US, other countries, having Saudi Arabia, they've been more successful in evacuating their nationals from that crisis-torn Sudan, a country that is clearly on the brink of civil war. What I do not understand in the Nigerian case is the Minister of Foreign Affairs saying, they are seeking the authorization of the Sudanese authorities, the government. Well, is there still a government in place in Sudan? Where two generals, General Al-Buhan and General Dagalo, are determined to destroy the country and destroy the people of Sudan. So what I think that the Nigerian government needs to do, we're told there are about 5,500 Nigerians in Sudan. The register that was opened by the embassy, over 1,262 persons signed that they were willing to be evacuated as of last week. That number has since increased. So it's for the Nigerian government to act swiftly. We're told that the Nigerian government is talking to the Egyptians to see how Nigerians can be evacuated by road, because already the Sudanese airspace is closed. Okay? The government has the responsibility, under the rubric of what is called citizen diplomacy, to look out for any Nigerian, anywhere in the world, that is in distress. And I think that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Nigeria Diaspora Commission can learn from the example of those countries, Japan, Uganda, Tanzania, Saudi Arabia, that have managed to pull their people out of Khartoum, which is the center of the crisis. So this is very important. We don't expect that later this week that the Nigerian government will continue to give us excuses. What they have established is that evacuation is only possible by road. Port Sudan is closed. The border with Ethiopia is closed. But how about the border with Chad? Sudan is surrounded with 7 neighboring countries. Wherever is the escape route, those Nigerians who are stranded there, most of them, 80% out of the 5,500 are students. You know, they deserve to be helped, and swiftly too. Enough of all these press statements. We are going to start tomorrow. We are talking to Egypt. No. This is about humanitarian crisis.
Can I just make a quick comment on Diane Abbott? I thought that's really important because Diane Abbott made a statement that's been seen as being anti-racist in terms of the fact that she said that Jewish people, travelers, are not or have not gone through the same racism experience as black people have. She's been suspended by the Labour Party in the UK, but just to mention that she's a woman who is really respected in the black and minority ethnic space in the UK. She's been an MP since 1987, representing Hackney North and Stoke Newington. And she's the first black British woman to be elected to the parliament. And so for her to have to go through this in terms of her statement, also talks about the power of responsibility, especially when you're entrusted with the people's mandate. Very unfortunate, but she sits suspended.